Micro-electro-mobility for Africa. Africa is urbanizing faster than any other continent, at a rate of 4% every year, compared to the global average of 2%. Its rapidly growing urban population continues to strain existing infrastructure, transport and energy in particular. As cities expand, oil demand grows. Pollution from fuel-based transport is also a major contributor to growing air quality concerns in African cities. This is where electric vehicles, EVs, come in. Transport needs to contribute 18% to global carbon emission reductions to reach a 2-degree scenario. Most of the vehicle fleet growth will take place in transitional and developing countries. Large-scale deployment of electric vehicles can lead to a stabilization of carbon emissions levels by 2050. Electric mobility will lead to reductions in overall transport costs. In the longer term, lower fuel and maintenance costs largely outweigh additional expenditures for electric cars and recharging infrastructure. Most countries in Africa will face massive vehicle fleet growth in the next 10 years. We need to channel that growth into low-emission transport, otherwise air pollution will render urban centers in Africa unlivable. Let's explore opportunities in EV sector for African youth. 1. Specific use profiles of African consumers support the deployment of electric vehicles. 2. Infrastructure is currently being developed, no lock-in. 3. Electric mobility provides the opportunity to shift to the use of local resources and even develop vehicle production capacities. 4. Endowment with renewable energy sources is very favorable. The electric vehicle industry is thriving. Electric vehicles have the potential for significant contributions towards achieving climate protection goals in the transport sector. However, the environmental impacts of a large-scale introduction of electric vehicles are still unknown. In order to reach the long-term climate goals, a severe reduction of greenhouse gas emissions in the transport sector will be necessary. Pollution and traffic congestion. The effects of pollutants found in vehicle exhaust are significant for people living in urban areas. High levels of nitrogen oxide are toxic to humans. Sulfur dioxide is the primary cause of acid rain. Carbon dioxide contributes to climate change by insulating more heat from the sun. And ozone can impair lung function, especially in children and adults with asthma, with a higher number of sufferers resulting in high-traffic urban areas. Congestion is relatively easy to recognize: roads filled with cars, trucks, and buses, sidewalks filled with pedestrians. In the transportation realm, congestion usually relates to an excess of vehicles on a portion of a roadway at a particular time, resulting in speeds that are slower, sometimes much slower, than normal or free-flow speeds. Micromobility, the next wave of urban transportation. An increasing demand for urban mobility, which is primarily met by private vehicles, has put considerable pressure on countries' infrastructure, specifically the roads, which transport 2/3 of all freight and 90% of the passenger traffic. Efficiency. Micro-mobility is a far more efficient way of traveling short distances. Whether you are riding a bike or an e-scooter, you are always using efficient and clean energy. Just for comparison, a gasoline-powered car can travel a maximum of few kilometers on a 1 kWh of energy. On the other hand, 1 kWh of energy is sufficient for an electric scooter to travel around 100 kilometers. That makes it more efficient. So micro-mobility options provide huge efficiency in terms of energy usage and reduce the dependence on fossil fuels. Fuel cost. E-bikes and e-scooters are cost-effective to run and operate. If you compare the fuel costs of an e-scooter with 45 km per liter car, it comes to a little over 1%. So the cost of fuel you save over the course of months and years add up to huge savings. Production cost. E-scooters and e-bikes are much cheaper to produce compared to cars and buses. The Tesla Model 3, a super-performance electric car, comes for around $53,000. When it comes to electric scooters, you can buy 100 high-quality ones for the same price. And e-bikes and cycles even cost lesser. So e-bikes and e-scooters are not only energy efficient but also have lower costs of production. As a result, they are ideal for an economically and environmentally viable transport option. Emissions. E-bikes and e-scooters reduce the weight of carbon emissions not only while traveling but also during production. E-bikes and e-scooters weigh far less than cars and take much less energy to produce. Micro-mobility creates far less emission, whether it's on the road or the production line. Climate change. Micro-mobility is a powerful option to tackle greenhouse gas emissions and increase access to transportation. The benefits are enough to encourage city planners to consider micro-mobility seriously for fighting climate change and offering affordable transportation. Micro-mobility. Pedaling towards a brighter future. Food delivery. Electric cargo bicycle can be the best option for food delivery. Online food ordering applications are there. Delivery partners of these platforms having a daily run or travel of around 60 to 80 kilometers can use electric cargo bicycles. Zomato, Uber, Swiggy delivery partners can contribute to the green delivery revolution. Grocery delivery. Electric bicycle with carrier specifically designed for vegetables grocery maintaining the environmental conditions, can create the best way for vegetable grocery delivery. Making clean technology fun with a machine that is fun to ride but also addresses societal and environmental issues. Newspaper delivery. Micro-mobility is gradually becoming popular across the world for its convenience and environment friendliness. Let's go over some factors which have directly contributed to the growth of micro-mobility. Electric bicycle with a front carrier for keeping newspaper is an effective way to distribute newspapers. It takes only a few dollars to ride e-bikes or e-scooters. The charges are much lesser compared to cabs and traditional transportation modes. Office commute. As cities face rapid population growth, the need to move more residents through existing transportation networks is becoming ever more pressing. Riding a bike or scooter doesn't need any special skills or licenses. You can just unlock a bike and take it for a spin. It's also much faster to navigate the traffic on congested roads in a bike than a car. As a result, you can travel much faster in congested spaces during office commute. School commute. The benefits of micro-mobility outweigh the challenges and make the transportation method a viable option for navigating congested streets and climate change. Micro-mobility electric vehicles can be used for school commute by students. In campus mobility. Naturally, urban spaces will become more crowded. Micro-mobility can go a long way to reduce the stress on existing transportation networks and offer an affordable and viable means of moving around. Micro-mobility vehicles can serve as a perfect product for campus mobility. Tourism. Micro-electromobility promotes environmental friendliness. You are not burning any fossil fuel but relying on clean energy that creates zero pollution. Micro-mobility becomes the preferred option as more people become conscious about saving the planet. Thank you for your cooperation. Do like and share this video. Subscribe to our channel for further updates about EV4 Africa. Stay tuned. Stay safe.